All right, let's dive right in. We're going to talk about something that's frankly a game changer for any nonprofit out there: how to unlock real growth. And it all starts with getting back your team's most valuable asset, their time.
So let me ask you a question, and be honest. Does this look familiar? That feeling that your team is spending way more time wrestling with spreadsheets and data entry than they are actually focusing on the mission? You know, the very reason you all got into this work in the first place? It's a huge source of frustration, but I promise, it doesn't have to be your reality.
And look, this isn't just a hunch or a feeling. It's a hard number, 62%. When you see this number, it should really make you stop and ask, wait, where is our time actually going?
That's right, a staggering 62% of a workday can just vanish into thin air, eaten up by manual administrative tasks. I mean, think about that. More than half the day is gone before your team can even touch the strategic work that moves the needle. But what if there was a smarter way to do things?
This brings us to the real heart of the problem, what we're calling the hidden cost of manual work. Because believe me, the price you're paying goes way beyond just lost hours on a timesheet.
And this chart just lays it all out, doesn't it? Look at that split. Only about 38% of your team's day, their energy, their creativity, is actually left for mission-focused work. The rest? It's just feeding the administrative beast. And for so many nonprofits, this imbalance right here is the single biggest wall standing between them and real growth.
And the fallout from this is pretty serious. You know, a 1% error rate when you're typing something in sounds tiny, right? But multiply that by thousands of donor entries, and suddenly your data integrity is at risk. Then you've got data silos, where your fundraising platform doesn't talk to your accounting software, creating total confusion. And maybe the worst part, the human cost. When almost half of all fundraisers say they're burned out, you know the system just isn't working.
Okay, enough about the problem. Let's start talking about the solution. It's time to introduce a much smarter, more efficient way to work. Let's talk about sponsorship automation.
So what exactly is sponsorship automation? Well, let's be clear. It's way more than just a tool that sends out a generic thank you email. This is technology that's built specifically to handle the complexities of long-term sponsor relationships. It can manage everything from those tricky recurring payments to sending out personalized updates that make your supporters feel truly connected.
And the difference it makes is just night and day. On one side, you have the old manual way, a chaotic mess of disconnected data, constant errors, and communication that's, well, inconsistent at best. But then you look at the automated way. Everything flows into one central hub, your data is finally accurate, and your outreach is both timely and genuinely personal. It's a total game changer.
But what does that actually mean for you? What do you get out of it? Well, it really boils down to 4 huge wins. You get more time, you raise more revenue, and most importantly, you get to focus more on your mission.
Let's start with time. Case in point, the San Diego Humane Society. Just by automating their monthly charges, they saved over 200 staff hours a year. 200 hours. Think about what your team could achieve with that time back. That's literally 5 full work weeks you can now dedicate to your actual mission. Next, let's talk about the bottom line, money. Nonprofits that switch to integrated automation can see their fundraising jump by up to 25%, and that's often in the first year alone. As you can see on the chart, this isn't some small bump. It's a major lift that can fund entire programs. And how about revenue you didn't even know you were missing? Every single year, there's an estimated $4 to $7 billion, with a B, in unclaimed corporate matching gifts just sitting out there. Automation is the key to systematically finding and claiming those funds, turning a massive missed opportunity into a reliable revenue stream. Now, this is crucial. The word automation can sound a little cold, a little robotic, but when it's done right, it actually helps you build stronger relationships. Personalized automated outreach can boost repeat donations by over 80%. Why? Because your donors feel seen, they feel valued, and that builds the kind of trust that keeps them coming back.
And finally, number 4, automation just flat out saves you money. By cutting down on all that manual work and preventing those expensive little errors, you can slash your operational costs by 15 to 20%, and that's money that goes right back where it belongs, into your mission.
Okay, this all probably sounds great, but you might be thinking, how do we even start? How do we make this happen? That brings us right here. Let's talk about how to choose the right tool and make this whole automation thing feel achievable. Honestly, it's simpler than you might think. It really just comes down to a 3-step process. First, just take an honest look at your organization. How big are you? What are your biggest headaches right now? Second, based on that,
prioritize what features are must-haves versus nice-to-haves. And third, compare the pricing models to find something that actually works for your budget.
And this table is a fantastic little roadmap. If you're a smaller nonprofit with under 100 sponsors, your focus should be on simplicity and cost. A tool with automated thank yous is a perfect starting point. If you're in that medium range, you need to think about growth, so a tool that syncs with your CRM is key. And for larger organizations, it's all about deep customization and getting powerful insights from predictive analytics. The key is finding the tool that meets you exactly where you are today.
So as we wrap this up, I want to frame this in the most important way I can. This isn't just about getting a cool new tool. This is about amplifying your mission. It's a strategic imperative.
And here's why it's so urgent. Over the last decade, the total number of individual donors has dropped by a shocking 19%. The fundraising world is getting tougher and more competitive. Simply relying on the old manual ways of doing things, well, it's just not a viable strategy for growth anymore.
I think this quote from Help You Sponsor just says it perfectly. Automation isn't just about efficiency, it's a way to stay competitive in today's fundraising landscape. It's not a luxury, it's about ensuring your organization can continue to thrive and grow in a world that's constantly changing.
So I'll just leave you with this one final question to think about. Forget about the software for a second. Just ask yourself this. What could your mission truly achieve if you got all that time back? What new programs could you launch? How many more lives could you change? That, right there, is the real promise of all this. Thanks so much for tuning in.